We've also got Hadley Heath Manning, Independent Women's Forum Director of Policy. Hadley, is it your sense that something like this would obviously have to be approved by the president, and I would, by extension, think Rudy Giuliani?
Well, it's no secret, and Blake said it himself, that this president doesn't mind turnover. He doesn't mind, dealing with this investigation through a very open strategy. It seems when Rudy Giuliani came on board that he was also talking in this fashion, that in terms of answering the questions that need to be answered and navigating this investigation, the legal team right now is certainly considering all of the possibilities and considering all of the best ways to make sure that the cause of justice is served, but also recognizing that the president is a special person under U.S. law and has a very special nature to his work.
I'm just wondering where this is going. A lot of people kind of reading into this. Well, things are happening more rapidly now. That means we must be coming to a conclusion. I'm not so sure of that, but what do you think?
I think what's evident is that the president has a deep legal bench, and he can put together a combination of lawyers that he believes will help him execute his strategy. And I think he is driving the strategy. And he has some great legal minds around him, even if there is constant churning. They're on point. Let me just
but Ken, you said constant.
Something.
You said constant churning, but
yes,
they've all been in agreement on petitioning the president urging the president not to speak to Bob Mueller. I don't know if that's the case anymore. I don't know where these shifting sands are going. But what do you think of that?
I don't think that's what's driving the churning. It's just like any good baseball manager. You just keep changing the lineup until you get the team that can win the World Series for you. And I think that's what this president is doing. We need to put to rest, though, this whole notion that the president can be subpoenaed before a grand jury. We know from administrations of both Democrats and Republicans, their legal counsel, Office of Legal Counsel at their respective Justice Department have issued formal interpretations of the law, which basically say that a president cannot be indicted, and we should put that to rest. That's not going to happen. I think there's complete agreement. As it relates to whether or not he will testify before Mueller, I think there is leading and substantial evidence that suggests that the president will not do that. There are a lot of tricks that can be played. If that prosecutor asks you, how are you feeling this morning? And you say, I'm feeling fine. And he later finds out that you have a head cold. He can, in fact, he can drive you to the jury box by saying
you're right. I mean, that was a fear our
him.
own Judge Napolitano had, that they can go in a variety of directions. Already, Hadley, this investigation appears to have wandered very far from the original suspicions of meddling back and forth in the last election on the part of the Russians, working with the Russians, now back into real estate deals, obstruction charges that are coming up. Is it your sense, or the people you talk to, that it is true what Rod Rosenstein was saying at the White House last week when he told the president 2 weeks ago, you're not a target, but targets can become targets, right? And I'm wondering where that's going.
That's right. And I think the American people are beginning to feel some exhaustion, or we've been feeling some exhaustion with this investigation for many of the reasons that you just mentioned, Neil, that it seems to be multifaceted and off of its original objective. But bottom line, the American people want justice. We want to seek the truth, and we want both parties, I mean, Democrats and Republicans, people on either side of the aisle, to act in good faith here and not use this as a potential witch hunt or as a potential political ploy. And that's what I think is so concerning to so many Americans, is that ultimately we want to see justice served. We want the president to be accountable under law. He is not, he is a special person under U.S. law, but he is not someone for whom the law does not apply. And we want to see answers to the questions that need to be answered without wandering off into political territory.